So Bob Arum says that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is big enough to be on co-pay-per-view event. So what he means by that is that it's big enough to be on Showtime pay-per-view, and it's big enough to be on ESPN pay-per-view as well. Now, what are my take on this? I don't think so. I think that fight just on one pay-per-view platform is gonna struggle to sell. Forget about two. I don't think any of those guys are household names. I think Errol Spence is becoming a big name. Crawford his name's, he's definitely getting some kind of name now in the US, but it's nowhere near big enough to be a pay-per-view event. I just don't think either guy is that big. I don't think there's any fighter in the American market now that's really a pay-per-view fighter. I don't, Canelo, but Canelo's now on his own, but he's not American. I don't think there's any American-born guy that I can see and say, what, he's a pay-per-view fighter. He's this. I don't see it. I don't see it. So Crawford and Spence, don't get me wrong, pound for pound wise and skillful wise, these guys are up there, top fighters in the world right now. But in terms of popularity, like I said, these guys hardly have any names. Look at their social media followings. Nobody knows who they are. These are world champions. Guys are the best, some of the best boxers in the world, but they're not known. They're not known. They're not big names, unfortunately. And that's just reality. I know Bob Arum's probably gonna try selling it, try promoting it, but I just don't think they're big names. I don't think the fight's as big as what people. I think to the hardcore boxing fans, the fight's massive. But when you're selling a pay-per-view and you're talking about pay-per-view events, it needs to attract the casuals. This fight don't attract the casuals. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I don't think it's a big enough fight. I don't think either guy, are a big enough draw. And in order to sell pay-per-view events, you've got to have big names, big draws, where the whole of America are interested. And I think Deontay Wilder's a heavyweight champion. Nobody knows who he is. And I think he's a bigger name than both these guys, probably put together. And his fight with Tyson Fury was on Showtime. It did about 300,000 pay-per-view buys. How is Spence Crawford going to be a pay-per-view event? I don't think either guy. I don't think they're as big as Deontay Wilder put together. He's the heavyweight champion of the world. Skill-wise, yeah, they're on another level. But we're not talking about skill. We're talking about selling a fight, to the public. And a lot of the public in America won't even know who Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are. And I can say that with confidence. That these guys would if you were to walk the streets in America and go around and ask 100 people who Terence Crawford and Errol Spence are, I guarantee you most of them won't know who they are. They won't. And they're in America, they're only really known by the hardcore boxing fans. If you're a hardcore boxing fan, you would know who they are. But if you're not a hardcore boxing fan, you're not going to know these guys because, like I said, they don't have that kind of name. It's like if you look in the UK, for example, like you look at Joshua, look at Khan, look at guys like that. Name-wise, they're on another level. You couldn't walk anywhere in the UK, right? Fair enough, UK is a small country, right? But you couldn't walk anywhere in the UK without knowing who those guys are. Like if you were to walk anywhere and ask people who Amir Khan is, everybody knows. Walk anywhere and ask Joshua, everybody knows. This is what I'm trying to say, that these guys are massive names. And I don't think Crawford and Spence have big names, unfortunately. So when you're looking to do a pay-per-view event like that, I don't think it's going to do very well on pay-per-view because nobody knows who they are. And I don't think they can do anything from a marketing standpoint where they're going to, in a 12, 16, 6 months, make them huge stars. It just doesn't happen. You either have it or you don't have it. And unfortunately for those guys, I don't think they have it. Unless they're involved in some great fights where, they just blow out, which really by now, if they were going to blow out, they probably would be on the verge of blowing out. Let's not forget, these guys are not like super young. Crawford's 31 years of age. Spence must be 28, 29 as well. So they're not super young. Yeah, so how long have these guys got at their peak? Maybe 4 or 5 years. Crawford's 31. He might have 3, 4 years. We just don't know how long he's got left. So if he's not managed to kind of break out, and Crawford's been around for a very long time. So if he's not managed to break out yet, when's he going to break out? That's my thing. So I don't think it's a big enough for a pay-per-view. But leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Do you think Bob Arum's correct? Do you think this fight is a pay-per-view event. Leave your thoughts, all you Americans. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.